guys, it's Adam here from Blend Commerce. I'm also joined with Peter as well. How you doing, Peter?
Hello there, how's it going?
Good. So, guys, we're here today to do our next teardown, Shopify store teardown for Story of Elegance.co.uk. So thank you so much to the guys at Story of Elegance for allowing us to do this. Hopefully you'll learn some interesting things from today and obviously get our perspective and obviously different elements of the site. If any of you haven't seen any of our store teardowns before, just to explain to you how this works is that Peter and I look at the store from Peter's eyes for a design and developer's perspective. I look at it from a marketer's perspective as well. And collectively what we're going to do is share our thoughts on the homepage and also the key pages of the site in terms of the design, the functionality, the navigation, and the messaging that's on site as well. So that's basically what we're going to cover off in this video today. So at that point, guys, I think let's dive in. And Peter, I think you're going to share the screen to share the store.
Yeah, sure. So what we've done is we've just shared this in sort of more of a mobile approach. So I've just put that, shrunk it down to be a mobile size, but yet still on desktop. But this gives us a good understanding of the mobile version of the store.
Perfect. Okay. Well, look, let's kind of start at the top then. So I think the first thing that kind of struck me, I think when I first looked at the site, is that the imagery is fantastic. Really bold colours. It really draws you in. The angle of photography that is there is fantastic, and it really is a beautiful looking site. I think my first kind of sort of thinking about more of the detail here is that that top pre-header is great, especially what's happening in the world right now. We've been advising our clients not to, I think, over communicate about the coronavirus, but just giving that sense of reassurance that actually we are still operating as normal, shipping is still going on as normal, and everything's fine from our perspective to get the products out to you that you want. So I think that's a nice little touch there at the start of the page there. I think the thing for me, the other thing that really struck me, I think, was that once I'd been down the store a little bit and scrolled down, I understood what the store did, but I don't really feel that the homepage and the messaging there really conveys very well what the store actually does. Peter, do you want to kind of go into a little more detail on that?
Yeah, I mean, from my side as well, when I first looked at the store, initially landing on it, getting to it cold, I didn't understand what was being sold first up. I did see quick flashes of those images, which looked to be cards, but to be honest with you, what was quite distracting from our side was the slideshow that we can see in play right now. I think for one, it's definitely set on its animation to move too quickly between the two slides that are there. It doesn't really give you a chance to take in the information that's written on it. Additionally, the text it's slightly difficult to read with the background going on there. I think bearing in mind the brand guidelines and things like that of the store, it might be a better idea to make this a little bit more bold, a little bit more there. Also putting maybe an overlay on the background that lets that text be a little bit more readable as well. But I think probably my biggest suggestion here would be to get rid of the slideshow and have the main call to action, the main positioning statement around the store right here ready to go and let you know exactly what it is as soon as you land in the store and above the fold. The other thing that's probably missing there for me is definitely having a call to action. Just say shop now to let people understand this is a shop and this isn't just an information website.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the thing is we've kind of talked previously. We've done teardowns about obviously use of slideshows, and although they are very popular, I know we've certainly seen. I know you sort of telling me about the fact that it does have an impact on speed. Particularly
absolutely
when it comes to obviously thinking about customers making that decision whether to shop with you. If you've got a page load speed of sort of sub 3 seconds, it can make a big difference about how successful your store is going to be. Now, I don't obviously know what the situation is at speed because we haven't gone into too much detail, but I think I also agree with you on sort of the call to action. It's missing to allow us to sort of know that we're here to shop. I think the other points that I kind of wanted to talk about here is that when we scroll down the screen is that when you actually read through the store and you find out a little bit more about the brand, there are some really fantastic things that is going on here, particularly about kind of using sustainable materials. And what I felt is that that really needs to be drawn out more on the store. So, Peter, do you want to talk to us a little bit about trust indicators and kind of how we sort of tend to use those with clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So trust indicators, obviously one of the biggest things around people shopping on your store is, do they trust you? There's various ways, and it's difficult to go too far in depth about the ways to add trust, but one of the quickest and easiest ways to just get some of those where you've been featured icons, or even, charitable donations, how big your store is. That's probably three quick ways to do it. But also, if you look at your shipping policies or your returns policies, those are all little things that people want to see that help you build up trust. And one of the best ways to do that on the homepage is to have little iconography and little short, brief extracts or text from those policies or from that information that just quickly let people know that those are the things that your store does, or where it's been seen or has featured in, or anything like that. Even awards, if you've won any awards for what you do as well. Those little things, I know they sound little, but placing them strategically in elements where people are going to be able to see that relatively quickly, and also around call to actions. Those are the places where you just subconsciously build up trust in the user's mind about that store as well. So I think that was, from our side as well, definitely lacking on the homepage with the store in terms of building up trust for a user at that point.
Great. And I think, the good thing there is, obviously, like I mentioned here, that there's certainly things about Story of Elegance there that are talked about that can be used as trust indicators. It's literally just getting onto the site, like you said, and kind of using that iconography.
Yeah.
I think the probably the best place for us to go now, Peter, is if we have a look at, I think, probably the navigation and the header, and then also the footer as well. So what were your feelings on the navigation here?
Look, I think the navigation visually is great, but to be honest and frank, I think what I did struggle with was I didn't know where to look. I didn't know, in terms of how I would shop for a greeting card, I didn't know exactly which area to go into. So is it greeting cards, or is it collections, and then shop by collection? And then there was also this Father's Day, and I think, there's different like occasions and things like that. I know it sounds like a bit of a cliche. I would say maybe look at the market leader within greeting cards, and just have a look through. So if you go and look at Hallmark's navigation and setup, they've structured their collections and they've structured their occasions and things like that a way people would, and not the way people would be doing it, but essentially people become used to that behavior of shopping on a store like that. And then if you're a smaller store, going and shopping and having that same sort of setup and navigation is a good way to go and let's go and replicate what the bigger guys are doing, because they must have market research doing in this. They could be A/B testing it. But it's a good way also to just piggyback of people being used to shopping in a certain way as well.
It's a really good point, Peter. And I think the point is that clearly shoppers on this store know that it's not Hallmark and know that they are going to get a much higher quality product here. But if you can give them that sense of familiarity, I think you were talking about there,
yeah,
one half that bad, because it's like, okay, wow, look, this is a great product. And actually, I know how to shop for it because I'm used to that experience before. So, yeah. I really like that point.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
How about the footer?
So, in regards to the footer, I think the footer's it's great, and always great to have your subsidiary information down here. It's a great place to house it because, as a store, forefront, first thing is you're a place to shop. So, using your main navigation as your shopping tool. And then having the footer as that place where you find all the subsidiary information, where people can start building up a bit more of a trust with you. If they want to find out more information, those links are available and they can go and look at those different links. But it's not forefront and center. It is a secondary thing that you want people to be doing. If I have to have one suggestion here, I would say put some of the more popular categories into this footer as well, so that you're still bringing that shopping experience to the footer as well, not just having it about the information at that point.
Okay, great. So I think we'll probably leave the homepage for now. Maybe we can go and take a look at a collection page.
Do you have any collection that you would like me to look at, or is it just any?
Any collection's fine, yeah.
Okay, we'll go for him.
Okay.
I'm buying a card for you, Adam.
Okay, thank you. Okay, cool. So I think the thing for me here is that obviously at this point then we've got that first interaction on the collection page where we're truly kind of starting to shop. Now, at this point, if we think about the customer looking, or maybe is their first, I guess, peek at the products of the store, we have an opportunity here to make sure that we avoid any unexpected checkout surprises that, as we would usually talk about at Blend. And I think the thing for me here is that I would definitely like to see here some guidance on delivery times at the top of the checkout page, top of the collection page, because I think from that point of view, you're already starting to make decisions about whether you're going to buy or not from this business. And if I know that actually I've got that at back and I, okay, is that card going to get there for my brother's birthday or Mother's Day, whatever it might be, you kind of taking away any of those potential objections or surprises that person will have maybe when they actually get to the checkout. I think the other thing for me is really kind of about the filtering and the search. And I know, Peter, I think you were very interested to look at that. I think for me is that it's similar to, I think, the navigation, in that we need to do a little bit more work here on thinking about those particular occasions. So the one thing I was thinking about is, is there a possibility here that you could use an editable search? So could you search for 60th birthday? Could you have particular keywords that you would then tag products with, so that it doesn't really matter how that particular customer is searching that product, they're going to get to that particular product that you want to sell them. So I think that was kind of my sort of thoughts about that. There was, from a other angle, another way that I've seen some other card brands do this is by having sort of using tags and then basically almost having buttons with those tags at the top of the screen. So it might be, mum, 60th birthday, bar mitzvah, whatever it might be, you can click and then actually drill down to those particular items. So those are just kind of a couple of things that I was thinking about, mainly around the search and the filters, but I think there's probably a lot more you could do with it. What were your thoughts on that sort of things, Peter?
I think probably one of the first things that could probably get done away with here. Now, for me, we always want to drill down and we want to make things a little bit more simple and easier for people easier to guide people on where to go. And sometimes, the classic case of less is more. I think with this store, one of the things that we can definitely get rid of would be this layout change. So currently we've got the different layout change. I think there's not much reason to have this. I think if you just let people do that, there's plenty of real estate here, even on mobile, for people to see two across. And it's also small enough that you can see that there are more products in this collection as well. I think by letting people just go to that one, you're essentially letting them do the same thing as just clicking on that product and actually going learning more about that product in any case. So I think this layout toggle can definitely be done away with. And the other one that could be done away with for me is the sort option. I don't think that this is adding too much value, and it'll be interesting to see if you've got a Hotjar recording session, or if you've got a Hotjar reporting on clicks, to see how many people actually use this functionality. Knowing from other stores, there's very, very little that is used in a sort. Normally, the thing that is used the most is the sorting of price from high to low, and then sorting from price low to high as well. Low to high and high to low. Those two filters are probably the ones that are used the most. And the ones that, if you are going to have a sorting feature, those are the ones that you should just keep. The others you can actually do away with. But because the cards are all very similar priced, I think you're varying between £12 to £15 on this one. There's not much need to give them that ability. There's not going to be people that are going to be a little bit more price sensitive between the difference of £3 there on the cards.
Absolutely. I mean, there was just a couple of other things as well that sort of I was thinking about, is that, you know, that when you come to obviously this collection page, there although we have the products, there isn't any further signposting, I would say, on the products. So I was thinking that, you know, would it be a good idea for those customers that need a little bit more hand holding to have a kind of a bestseller or new sort of sticker or icon and at least one card in each collection? Because, you know, we know full well from the work we've done with lots of different Shopify stores is that you do have some customers that need more direction in terms of product they're going to buy from a collection. So I was thinking that might be one way of tackling that. The other thing I thought about too is that, you know, if we scroll to the bottom of the collection page, if we get to that point as a user, well, what are we doing next? Well, essentially we've come to the collection. Does that mean that actually we're going to navigate away? Now, the thing that I was thinking about here is that there could be a potential to use an automated chatbot or some kind of pop-up that would be triggered on the end of the page. And what that could do, if it was a chatbot, is say, hey, do you need any help there? Can you find what you're looking for? And that then could kick off an automated chat flow that would then recommend that customer to a particular product elsewhere on the site if they didn't find what they were looking for. Now, I think at the moment, you know, that could work. We haven't got, you know, a huge range of products at the moment, but certainly as your products grow, something like that can be very important. And particularly, you know, if there isn't a call to action or an option at the end of that full scroll, where do they go? Well, probably exiting the store. So that would be, you know, another recommendation I would make there.
Yeah, I mean, you could even simplify that sort of whole idea as well. If, you know, just start testing it out. Actually, introduce the search bar down here with that same call to action.
Yeah.
You know, that could also just be another way that you can just quickly and easily target those people that have got to the bottom. You know, if they have scrolled, like you say, more than likely they haven't found what they want. Offer them up that search bar, and maybe they will find that at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Okay, great. Do you have any more comments on the collection page, Bob?
I don't. I think, again, you know, from our side, I think the filtering, probably we need to look at some of those bigger companies that people are probably more used to shopping with, just to get a learning of how they filter their products. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. It's very clean design website, which is good.
Great. I just realised I called you Bob as well there, Peter. Little inside nickname there, guys, if you spotted that one. Okay, so let's move on to the product page. So again, going back to my initial remarks about the site, you know, one of the first things I said is that I absolutely love the photography. You can really see the effort has been made there. The one thing that might seem a bit weird that I'm going to say here is that I definitely think there needs to be an inside and a back view of all the products. Although obviously that is essentially going to be blank, the reason I'm saying that is because if you look at the quality of the photography, it enables you to see the quality of the products. And I think from my point of view here, we have a higher price point, we have a higher quality product. Are we necessarily showing it off enough to that customer with just having that front view? They need to see the grain of the paper that's on, they need to see the thickness of it, they need to see the quality of it. And that's would really be, for me, one of the things that I would certainly recommend that you do in addition here. Now, the other item that I was thinking about here from I guess, kind of an average order value is that, you know, is there an option to introduce something like a buy for 4, pay for 3 deal? Although, you know, I appreciate this is a high-end store, you know, is there something that you could do here to encourage multiple purchases? You know, it might be that obviously when you do things like that, is that, you know, are you going to get customers thinking, well, actually, look, yes, it's my brother's birthday, you know, this month, but actually it's my sister's birthday the month after. You know, it's trying to get people to think about that. And I know that is a tactic that's deployed by, you know, some other sort of online card firms as well. The other items here, you know, I think that it could be right for is something along the lines of a personalization tool. You know, to have the card written on the inside would be great. You know, if you are thinking about doing that, there's a couple of ways you could do that. Yes, okay, it would be by printing it. You could, you know, if you have a small number of orders, do that by hand. And there are also printers that you can actually purchase now You can find these on Amazon as well that will actually hold a pen and appear to actually print and actually write in the card as well. So that might be another option for you to, again, sort of add the value to the customer and give them a real reason, another reason to buy from you. And then I think really I will probably leave it there for a moment and just flip that over to Peter to say a bit more on the product page.
Sure. I think, as we touched on on the main homepage, trust elements are not really here on this product page. There's nothing to say, to build up that trust again with what's going on in this sort of on this product page, and the use of iconography again, and making sure that people understand that their credit card information is safe when they're shopping here, the level of security that Shopify offers as well. All those little things can be put here, and also, like I was saying, the shipping and returns policies. These are all things that should be sitting here underneath that add to cart button when the people are ready to make that purchase. Another thing I noticed, there's no reviews on this product itself. But I think testimonials, getting somebody with testimonial, a little profile shot of them and even their first name and the first letter of their last name would be a great thing to add to the store, making sure that people can see that there are other people buying this product and they have left great reviews, be that about the texture of the card, be that about how happy the recipient was when they received it. Anything like that as a testimonial will build up their trust, and it's also social proof that other people are purchasing from the store as well. I also feel, so for example, if you'll see here, we've got this accordion with a drop down of the features. I think there's little enough information on these product pages that hiding something in an accordion or in a tab even is a bit unnecessary, and I would definitely actually break that out and let that be on that page itself without having to do the click to find out, because some people might miss that. They might not see this information. They might not see how big this card is, and just letting people see that information quickly without having to click is probably the right thing to do here. Accordions are great when a product page has a lot of information and you're worried about spacing a lot of content being there. But when you've got little enough, I wouldn't put that into an accordion. It's just hiding it unnecessarily for me. The last one is, I noticed on some of the products, I'm not sure if this one does, I was trying to scroll through here to see if it did, but a lot of the products have the same message and then just in different colors. I think if that is the case, those options should be offered up here as selectable options when you are shopping. So letting people click through and quickly see those products lets people make more choices. And like you were saying, that plays into the same thing you were saying in terms of the quantity of people adding. They might want one in blue, they might want one yellow, might want one in black. And letting them quickly flick through those and add those to basket one at a time is a great way to do that. There's a different chain of thought here on the collection page. If you put that all onto the same product and you made them options, on the collection pages, you're not going to see all those different color options. So what a lot of people do is they go one of the other way. They either say, okay, I want people to see all of those on the collection page, but I know once they get to the product page, they're not going to have that option to toggle through. And one of the clients that we've worked with in the past is a company called Fresh Patch, and they have these patches of grass in different sizes. And on their collection page, they wanted all of those listed out so people can see the different options on their collection page. And they were losing out, like what I'm saying here was the Story of Elegance. They were losing out over here, letting people quickly toggle between the different sizes. So what we did is we built out this custom feature over here. And all that happens here is when I want to change a size, I click on it. It looks like a variant option, but it's actually not. It redirects to a different page that just toggles between those sizes. I know it's a little bit slow now because we're recording, but in fact, if you've got a decent connection, toggling through those options is actually really quick and seamless. So that's one thing I would say is if you have got options here in the different colors, giving people those options to quickly toggle through those different pages is a good idea here.
Great. Okay. And I think probably the last thing, again, is that we've talked about previously is that, there's information, regarding sort of shipping times, return policies, kind of the trust indicators. But again, what we were saying about with the collection page, bringing that information across onto the product page. And I think, for me, one of the biggest and I think quickest wins that we always see, Peter, I think, I don't know if you agree with me or not, is that getting our clients to get that really great information that is elsewhere on their site onto their product page is really important. I think if you think about this, guys, if you are running Facebook ads or you're running Google ads, then obviously the main page that the customer is going to be on is a product page. So realistically, if you've got a great trust indicator on your homepage, or you've got a great page about your story, about you as a person or you as a brand, maybe actually those people are never even going to come into contact with that because they've already navigated away from your site. So why not get that information onto your product page to make sure they see it and do what you want it to do, and that is obviously to convert them to being a customer. So yeah. I think that's a really important other one to kind of look at. Okay, so I mean, we kind of have looked at the site. I think there are some other kind of just general recommendations we'd like to make as well. The one was a bundle builder, Peter. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think it probably plays back into what you were saying earlier with the buy in bulk side of things, whereas you actually let people go. You could create a page that lets people add multiple different occasion cards from different collections and actually build out a bundle of cards that they would like to use. So they could actually buy, up to a pack of 20, and you can offer them a nice significant discount on trying to build up that bundle of cards that they would use throughout the year, or, for different occasions. So Christmas, Easter, if you wanted to, birthdays for different people, Father's Day, Mother's Day, all those different types of occasions, you can let people build out a nice little collection of these cards to just keep at home and have quick access to. You would have to use, either need to be on Shopify Plus and use scripts to do the discounting side of things, or you could install one of those like bulk purchase apps that then can filter through all your different types of products and see if there's a discount required because of that number of products that are bought.
Cool. And I mean, I think the other thing for me was thinking about potentially using a loyalty scheme. So something like Loyalty Line would be a great addition here, I think, too, because what it would then mean is that you could, in combining the use of a loyalty scheme with a wish list app as well, you could actually get people, if they're shopping on site, to, number one, add products to a particular wish list. So let's say, for example, I'm shopping for my brother's birthday in March, but actually my sister's birthday is September, I see a card. I'm going to add that to a wish list. But also with a loyalty scheme as well, what you can do is that you can then get people to build up points so that when they are purchasing more cards, perhaps they get an extra perk in terms of their next particular purchase, or maybe it's they buy 10 cards, they get one free. You can cut that in many different ways. There are lots of different ways. We've done some webinars recently with Loyalty about how to kind of use loyalty schemes. So do check those out as well on our YouTube channel. And I think the final thing for me was that I definitely feel that because, with this brand, Story of Elegance, it is a higher end brand. A lifestyle blog could really help with traffic and SEO. I really think there's a lot you could do here around, I guess, kind of the persona, the personality of the buyers that you're looking for, just to, again, to bring in more traffic, improve that SEO as well, and just give some more content to the site. So I think, yeah, from my point of view, Peter, that kind of, I think, brings me to the end of my comments and my review. Have you got anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I think that's about it right now.
Perfect. Okay. Well, look, guys, we hope that's been a useful session today. If you do have any questions at all about anything that we've covered off in today's teardown, please do let us know and contact us via hello@blendcommerce.com. There's also many resources on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page and groups, as well as our website blog too. Okay, thanks, guys.